Shalom everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to continue from where I stopped in the first video that I did, where I started talking about myself, started talking about the experiences. I talked about my pain, my history, my story, and the lessons that I've learned through what I've been through. And I felt that is the right thing to do because a lot of people are going through, trauma, because of what they experienced, and they don't know how to go about it. Like I said, you don't just spiritualize everything. You understand? That doesn't mean that, I'm not saying that God does not deliver or help people that are broken, heartbroken and all that. That's not what I mean. We're in the physical world, and we have to learn how to manage or go through and come out of a lot of things in our lives. So like I said in the first video, you don't just spiritualize it. You need to meet people that are trained, people that know how to, listen and help you out from, some things that you're going through that, you can now be a blessing. That's what I did. I had to reach out to a psychologist because I found out that from time to time I was breaking down. Yes, these things happened so many years ago in my primary school days. It's not today, it's a very long time. But I noticed that from time to time I break down, especially when something happened that has to do with what happened to me. I feel terribly about it. And now I now begin to understand that it's because God wants me to use that, my experience, to be a blessing. Yes, in the past, I talked to people about, issues, abuse and all that, but I don't use myself because I didn't have the boldness to talk about what I went through. Though one or two things I talked about, but these issues of molestation by my uncle and all that, I didn't talk about it because I didn't have the boldness to do that. So, but I thank God that God has given me victory over that particular issue and some other things. Life is from glory to glory. Everything cannot happen automatic. It's one step at a time, but you have to start. This video that I'm also doing is also part of healing for me as well, because when you expose something, you get freedom from it. If you expose sickness or sin, you get freedom. So that is why I'm doing this video. So today I want to talk about why and how I was abused. So why I was abused was because I was not well informed, properly informed, and at the right time. Because sincerely, my parents were ignorant. That doesn't mean that they are not good parents. I love my mother, I love my father. They are my heroes. Till tomorrow, I appreciate them. So, but what I'm saying is that they didn't tell me on time. I was not, informed to say about my body, to educate me about my body. And we don't have systems on ground also that educate parents and children, because sex education is like a taboo. Don't talk about it, don't say, just pretend that like nothing is happening. And things are, happening in our homes. This monster does not, he's not concerned whether you are educated or not educated. It can happen to anybody all over the world. Every day you listen to the news, you hear about abuse, you hear about all kinds of things happening. How, especially children, I am really, really concerned about children, because I know what I went through. So why these things happen? Because I was not properly educated about it. Even my father spoke to me, but very late. When my father called me when I was in primary 5, going to primary 6, the deal has already been done. My uncle has already molested me. So, for me, though I took his advice, because he said to me, don't allow any man to touch you. Any man that touches you, you'll be pregnant. That's his words. And I was confused because I was trying to, put the two together. My uncle has already molested me, I was not pregnant. You understand? So he didn't put it in the right way, but that's his own little way of telling me to stay away from men. You know, that's the way he said it. But good as it is, I understand, and I just, you know, took the advice from him. So, but if I had known this on time, maybe what happened to me wouldn't have happened. That's what I think, and it's true. If parents will, you know, speak up early, like me now, my kids are 5 years plus. I've already told them about their body, every part of their body. I've told them that nobody have rights, not an uncle, not an auntie, not a friend, even in the school. Yes, do you know that children abuse children? So if you don't tell your child that another child does not have rights to touch them in their private parts or anywhere of their body, they will not know. Like me, I was ignorant. My uncle will come to the house when he sees that nobody is at home. He will carry me in his laps and he will use his hands, you know, to molest me. And he will tell me that, oh, that he's doing it is good, that I should not tell anybody. He will buy me candy, he will buy me sweet, he will buy me this, you know. That's how they treat children. That's how they confuse our children, because they will let them feel, and your children will be comforted because he's an uncle, he's an auntie, he's a friend of the family. So they don't understand why this uncle will be doing this to them. It can happen to a boy, it can happen to a girl. So the truth is that we must sit up as parents and start early. And start early. My father goes to work. He's an office person. My mother is a businesswoman in those days. So they will all go for their respective activities. And then when we go to school and come back, we are left at home. So my uncle will come in and do what he wants and go out. So I didn't know what he was doing to me. I didn't understand. So we must do these things early. That's what I'm saying. If we do it early, we will save our children from being abused by monsters, by people that we trust. Don't trust anybody with your children. Don't. You don't know who is who. You have to watch. You have to be careful. I know what I'm saying. These things happen. Do you know that when I was in primary school, in I think it was primary 4 or so, a boy in our class was trying to force another girl in our class to sleep with him, to have sex with him. You say, what? Yes, this thing has been there for years. We cannot pretend. We're not telling ourselves the truth. Was forcing this girl, and the girl refused, and we were starting bending the neck of the girl. In the process, the girl's neck twisted, and he ran away. And luckily, somebody saw the girl at the back of the school. That's where this whole drama was happening. And the girl now started speaking of, look at what happened, look at what happened. And they rushed the girl to the hospital. So these things happen. We must educate our children. If I had known on time, my uncle will not do this thing to me. He will not come and carry me on his laps and be using his hands on me. But because, you know, and even when my father, you know, summoned the courage to talk to me, I couldn't even tell him. I couldn't tell him. I was afraid. I don't know if he will believe me in what I'm going to say. I didn't have the boldness. I was so shy. I was so ashamed to say it, that this thing happened to me. So it's like that. We must find a way to educate our children. Even if the school is not telling them, tell your children at home, parents, guardians, educate them, because there are monsters out there looking for children to destroy. I'm telling you. You look at some children, they are timid. It's because of some of them, what they have gone through. They don't know how to open up. They don't know how to be friendly. They try to avoid. Maybe if it's a man that molested them, they don't have anything to do with a man. Or if it's a woman, they dodge them. They don't want to relate with them because of they are afraid. Who knows what this person will do to me? Because it was in my secondary school, I came to understand what my uncle did to me, because I didn't understand. When I now understand, I felt so bad. I was traumatized. I withdrew myself. I don't want to have anything to do with men at that stage of my life. Believe you me, I didn't want to have anything to do. I became scared of men. It's true. It's true. You don't know why some people behave the way they behave. Maybe because of what they've been through. But I thank God that when I gave my life to Christ, things change. I begin to hear the gospel of love, of how Jesus loves me and all that. Things begin to change. But I carried it in my heart. I couldn't share it. Just this recent, time that I started opening up to talk about it. So, parents, please, I want to plead with you. Educate your children. Boy, child, girl, child. Everyone, educate them. Tell your children that they don't have right to molest themselves. They do it. It happens in families. Brothers and sisters molesting themselves, sleeping with themselves because nobody told them. And sometimes when they open up to us, some parents don't even believe what their children is saying. They shut them down because you don't want your neighbor or family members to hear that this thing is happening in your home. So please, I beg us, in the name of God, let us change our behavior and attitude and begin to do what is right. Because these things are real. It's still there. It's getting worse by the day. I'm telling you, it's getting worse. So it is high time we start, finding out these things and begin. There's a book that I dabbled into while I was, watching the interview of this woman of God, late Pastor Mrs. Nomti Odukoya. I dabbled into her book. She wrote a book called Don't Touch Me There or Don't Touch Me Here. That book is good. Look for it in Amazon. Get it. Start using it to educate your children. Even schools should start using it to educate the children from small. From 3 years, start telling your children about their body. 4 years, tell them. 5 years, tell them. They may not understand it fully, but just be saying it so that before they, fall into the hand of wicked people, they will not be violated. So that's the essence of me doing this video. That's why I said I will speak up. So there's so many things that has happened to me. God has used this now for me to become a blessing. To become a blessing. I'm not saying this in pain or bitterness. No. God has helped me. Gradually, I am getting out of it one by one. So this is why I said, let me talk to us. So thank you so much for giving me your time. Please help me share this video. Help me share it with your friends, with your family members, so that people will begin to understand better and better what is going on. We cannot pretend that these things are not happening. It happens and it's still happening. The earlier we start, the better. So I have other things that I'm going to tell us in the upper videos, coming videos that I'm going to do about the first 3 years of my life, how I handled rejection in my family, how I handled disappointment when I lost my father, when certain things happened to me, even when I lost my job, a job that I did for so many years, what happened, the drama, the politics, and all the things that happened. I have to speak up because it will help somebody. Like I said, my friends, people called me, people send me messages, people that I don't even know. They send me messages to say, thank you so much for speaking up. Thank you, because this will go a long way to help other people. So that's why I'm doing this. God bless you until I come your way again. Bye for now.